or may think himself lost, but actually his identity is intact. This concept of being lost is due to false ego, and it continues as long as one is not awakened to the sense of his existence. As an eternal servitor of the Lord, the Mayavadi philosophers' concept of becoming one with the Supreme Lord is another symptom of being lost in false ego. One may falsely claim that he is the Supreme Lord, but actually he is not. This is the last snare of Maya's influence upon the living entity. To think oneself equal with the Supreme Lord, or to think oneself to be the Supreme Lord himself, is also due to false ego. Srila Prabhupada ki. First I'd like to take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas here. I'm not a qualified speaker. I don't know too much about Shastra, all these things. But with all of your mercy and empowerment, we can speak something beneficial today. This third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, in here Kapil Dev is explaining about the three modes of material nature. How the soul becomes conditioned by the three modes. And yesterday, Jalangi Mataji was speaking on that verse, how a devotee can become liberated by practicing devotional service. And today also, in the Purport, Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely how by practicing Krishna consciousness and developing knowledge, one can also come to the stage of the spiritual platform. Because they're written here 9 o'clock, have to finish. So usually one point we try to go in more detail with a few examples and evidence, but we'll just touch on a few points today. A few points and a few examples. Srimad Bhagavatam is such that one point can be taken in very different perspectives, apparently contradictory perspectives also. So just few points we'll touch on today, and we'll try to discuss these things. First and foremost, we have to remember we are conditioned souls, especially in this Kali Yuga. Rajagun and Tamagun is very prominent. To come to the mode of goodness itself, which Srila Prabhupada recommended, is very difficult. Even in the devotional atmosphere. At least for myself, I don't know all of you. But it's very prominent in this Kali Yuga, day by day. Kaling Sattva Hara Pungsa. In first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, day by day, the Sattva Gun is getting depleted. A conditioned soul's nature is what? 4 defects are there. Only 4 defects. Thousands and thousands of defects we have. A conditioned soul is such that we cannot see things properly. We cannot hear things properly. We cannot speak properly. We cannot taste properly. It's the nature of a conditioned soul. But those on the liberated platform, above these 3 modes, they can see things in the proper perspective. When Vyasadeva was having his bewilderment, so-called bewilderment, and Narad Muni gave him mercy, then in his meditation he was realizing Krishna. And then very nicely he described this kind of situation for all of us in the first canto. Yaya sammohita jivo ātmānam trigunātmakam paropi manyate anartam tatkritam sabi paddhati. How wonderful is that? The soul, which is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which belongs to the energy, the divine energy of the Lord, how is it possible that these 3 modes of material nature have encaged this living entity? How is it possible? Vyasadeva is speaking on this topic, that although the spirit soul is above these 3 modes, paropi manyate anartam, is above these 3 modes, but because of such a long identification with this body, in different species of life, we have come so much addicted in one sense in this bodily concept. That is the wonderful thing. So very nicely, Kapil Dev is giving instructions for us how we can come free from these three modes. So that is what we are studying here. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave this very nice in this purport. I just like to read that again. As soon as a person is awakened to the pure knowledge of understanding that he is an eternal servitor of the Lord, his own real position is revived. So I just like to speak on this topic because the whole purport is so much depth Prabhupada went into. We like to just touch on this point particularly about developing, cultivating knowledge. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given 5 stages of acquiring knowledge. Srila Prabhupada touched on this in one lecture only, as far as I found. The 5 different stages are there: Pratyaksha, Paraksha, Aparaksha, Adhokshaja, and Aprakrita. All of the devotees know this. Let's give a small example so you can understand. Pratyaksha means I'm seeing you, you're seeing me. I'm seeing this camera. That is my direct perception. Pratyaksha means direct perception. This is the first level of understanding, perception. Next is Paraksha. Paraksha is such that it's above direct perception. So, a simple example like with the help of scientific help, so people can see into outer space. They can see stars, they can see planets, the moon, etc. like that. With the eyes we can't see that, right? We need the help of something above direct perception. Above that is Aparaksha. Aparaksha is above Paraksha. In the sense, okay, I'll give you an example. Like Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva wasn't a science student. But how did he find out how far is it from the moon to the sun to the earth and what do you call it? Circumference, diameter, all these things? Because Aparaksha stage is technically called Samadhi. Through meditation one can understand all these aspects, which is beyond Aparaksha. Sorry if it's getting too technical. But Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that is still on the material platform. After Aparaksha comes Adhokshaja Jnana. Adankritam aksajam jnanam. Adankritam aksajam jnanam. That knowledge being perceived which is beyond the body, mind, senses, intelligence, ego, etc., etc. Their spiritual knowledge starts. As one surrenders, that knowledge will be revealed to somebody. And above that becomes a prakrita jnana. A prakrita jnana on the full level is complete revelation from within. As we just sang in Guru Puchana, Divya Jnana, Hriday Prakashita. Complete revelation in the heart. Then when one comes to that stage, one can see things very clearly as it is. Very clearly. At that stage, on the liberated platform, Hare Krishna, on the liberated platform, we can see things as they are, hear things as they are, taste things as they are. Close on. Hare Krishna. So we can see things in the proper perspective. Up until then, we cannot see things as they are, as a conditioned soul. That's why Srila Prabhupada pushed this principle, following the acharyas. Because they are perfect and we are following the acharyas who are perfect. So, I wanted to read from that sloka's purport, Yaya Samohita Jiva. Srila Prabhupada very nicely described this particular point in more detail. Sorry, I'm not used to using this thing. This means... Okay. This means that the conditioned souls are being reclaimed by the Lord both ways, namely by the process of punishment, by the external energy of the Lord, and by Himself as the spiritual master, within and without. Within the heart of every living being, the Lord Himself as the Supersoul, Paramatma, becomes the spiritual master, and from without He becomes the spiritual master in the shape of scriptures, saints, and the initiator spiritual master. So very nicely Srila Prabhupada explains about acquiring knowledge, but here he explains more specifically how, through which medium we can acquire that knowledge. So we wanted to discuss on this point. Actually, this is Krishna's rule in this world. If somebody goes and prays to Krishna, Radha Madhav downstairs, Radha Madhav, please give me mercy. But Radha Madhav already made a rule in this world, I cannot give mercy directly. Radha Madhav already, Krishna made a rule in this world that directly he cannot give mercy to anyone. That's why he sent all his pure devotees, saints, sadhus, gurus, acharyas, because those personalities have the Lord's Kripa Shakti. The Lord's Kripa Shakti is with the pure devotees. It's not in Krishna's hand. He already, distributed that, gave that up. There's no time, so otherwise we could go more into details. And Prabhupada's purpose very clearly is explained there. In many Acharyas' commentaries you can find this very clearly. And this passage we can find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you want to find more subtle conclusions about Shastra Gaudiya Siddhanta, we can find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sanatana Goswami is coming to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, everyone in this village is glorifying me. I learned 3 or 4 languages and I know a bit more than everybody else. I did a little accounting for the king, Nawab. Everyone starts glorifying me, but I know my position. I know myself, who I am. Teaching the conditioned soul how to approach the Vaishnavas, the spiritual master. In the Acharya Leela, he is presenting to us how we should behave and with what mentality. One question Sanatana Goswami asks among those many questions, how can I become free from Maya? I'm suffering here from these 3 modes of material nature we're talking about today. How can I become free from those 3 modes of material nature? Good question, huh? For all of us, very good question. In that Sanatan Shiksha, Mahaprabhu very explicitly describes many nice conclusions about bhakti, the devotional path. Usually we sing the slokas. Can we sing here? It's okay. So Mahaprabhu is asking that. So Mahaprabhu is, Sanatana Goswami is asking that. And how we can become freed. And Mahaprabhu is answering this. This in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 22nd or 24th chapter, sorry, please check. Maya mugda jiva nahi swata Krishna jnana Maya da jiva nahi swata Krishna Jivera krupai koilo Krishna ved purana pai koilo Maya mukta jiva nahi swata Krishna gyan. Sanatan, for a conditioned soul, that automatic Krishna consciousness will never take place. Right? Sanatana Goswami is confused. He's asking how to become free from Maya. Mahaprabhu is telling for a conditioned soul it's not possible. Jivera kripai koilo Krishna vedpuram. For that reason, Vyasadeva came and gave us Srimad Bhagavatam and all these Vedic Shastras. Sanatana is still confused. Then how can I come free? How is it possible? Mahaprabhu then explained that. Sadhu Shastra Krupa Jadi Krishna Mukha Hoyi Sadhu Shastra Krupa Jadi sei jiv nishtar maya tahara charaya sei jiv racharaya. Sadhu Shastra Kripa Jadi Krishnan Mukahai sei jiv nishtar maya tahara. All of you are Sanskrit scholars. Sadhu Shastra Kripa Jadi Krishnan Mukahai means? Prabhuji? Sadhu Shastra, Bangla to janen to? Sadhu Shastra Kripa Jadi means? Huh? Can't hear anything. Sadhu and Shastra give mercy. That is common, huh? It's not necessary in Sanskrit to say Sadhu Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Jadi Krishnan Mukha. Sadhu Shastra Kripa, Jadi Krishna. But see what Prabhupada is writing in his purport. Translation. How Prabhupada, understanding the mood of Mahaprabhu, explains to us. That's why it's so necessary. Acharya Bhasa, Prabhupada's commentaries. If the conditioned soul becomes Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious, by the mercy of saintly persons who voluntarily preach scriptural injunctions. By the mercy of saintly persons who voluntarily preach scriptural injunctions and help him to become Krishna conscious, the conditioned soul is liberated from the clutches of Maya. Very clearly Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada brought that in that aspect. Srila Prabhupada and all our acharyas are always on the devotee side. Bhakta Paksha, always on the devotee side. Our acharyas don't take Krishna side even, always on the devotee side. That is the pride, the glory of our Gauriya Parampara. So, yeah, in the purport, again more details Srila Prabhupada gives. I just like to read that out. Saintly persons, sadhus, Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, preach Krishna consciousness on the basis of Vedic literature. Now listen this line. It is only by their mercy that the conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada his English is, out of this world. Srila Prabhupada very thoughtfully wrote this purpose. Srila Prabhupada here didn't write, it is by their mercy that the conditioned soul can be awakened to Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada wrote, it is only by their mercy. Only means what? There is no other choice, no second option, as far as I understood English language. So, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explained that thing. And mostly in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on most of the cantos on Bhagavatam, especially the first canto, he is emphasizing this again and again. Devotional service to Krishna is only to be gained in one sense, only to be awakened by the mercy, by the association of pure devotees. Very clearly in his commentaries, and Srila Prabhupada in his purpose took that part and explained very nicely. Just have to read nicely where it's put. Very clearly Srila Prabhupada wrote those things. So again in that Sanatana Shiksha, Mahaprabhu is again propounding how the devotee, the aspiring sadhaka, on which path they should tread, on which path they can follow and attain success. Srila Prabhupada many times quoted this sloka. That's why we are repeating that. Tate Krishna bhaje hoye Guru ra sevana. Tate Krishna bhaje hoye Tate Krishna bhaje hoye Guru ra sevana. Maya jale chut paye Krishnera charana. Krishnera charana. Srila Prabhupada, our railway track, the train track we're following is two. There's two sides. Tate Krishna bhaje hoy, Guru Sevan. Simultaneously, one has to follow the orders of the spiritual master and simultaneously serve Krishna. Gradually, one will understand that these two are one and the same. Tate Krishna bhajan and Guru Seva is one and the same. There is no difference between those two. The spiritual masters, the acharyas are pushing us to serve Krishna. And the Krishna wants that the devotees love his near and dear, his pure, his own men. I'm not trying to speak, but mostly I'm just telling what Prabhupada says here. Very nice letter I was reading that day. As early as 1967, Prabhupada is pushing this point. It's a letter to Devananda Prabhu. Please accept my blessings. Your nice letter with deep regard for Guru is quite appropriate. Guru and Krishna are two parallel lines, what we're talking about. Actually, this sloka Prabhupada is elaborating very nicely, on which the spiritual express. For us, our train is Vande Bharat, one. And for sadhakas, this is the spiritual express, runs very smoothly. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita is said, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bees. By the grace of Guru, one gets Krishna, and by the grace of Krishna, one gets Guru. Therefore, Krishna consciousness means staunch faith, both in Guru and Krishna. One minus the other is no good for the devotee. So your faith in the principles of devotion to Guru will certainly help you more and more. Do not ever, underline, do not ever try to approach Krishna directly. Anyone who talks of Krishna without service to Guru will not be successful. So your faith in Guru and Krishna simultaneously will help you to become crowned with success in the progressive march in Krishna consciousness. Very clearly Srila Prabhupada explains all these points. So in that sloka previously, Sadhu Sastra Kripa Jati, Srila Prabhupada explains, this sloka, Tate Krishna Bhajan Hoy, Guru Seva. Srila Prabhupada explains here, I'll just read it. Guru Seva means what? Carrying out the orders of the spiritual master, one serves him. Srila Prabhupada explained that as Vani Seva. I was reading in few days back in 4th canto. This is Puranjan Charit. After, very nicely Srila Prabhupada explains about Vani Seva. Srila Prabhupada explains that by doing Vani Seva, one can meet Krishna. By serving the Vani of the Guru, the Acharyas, one comes in contact with Krishna. Therefore, I was telling Guru Seva and Krishna Bhajan is one and the same. Because we're on the absolute platform we're discussing. It's one and the same. There is no difference. So what is the solution here? How we can become free from Maya? Mayapur is explaining. Something is required, right? What is that? Mercy. Mercy is required. Some booster is required for us. That booster is mercy. That's what we are depending on. Mercy is such that, in layman's term, mercy is what? How to describe mercy? Mercy, Srila Prabhupada mentioned a few times. Mercy is that which makes the possible impossible, and impossible possible. Therefore, Sridhar Swami, before starting his commentary, what did he say? Mukam karoti vatsalam pangum langayati girim yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam. Later, Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas in their bhav added that line, Sri Guru Tinatarina. Mercy of Guru, mercy of Krishna is such, it makes the possible impossible, and possible impossible. Therefore, that's what we're depending on. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur pushed on this point. Topics, aspects of the spiritual domain, the spiritual plane, are of the 4th dimension. In this world, we got 3 dimensions, right? Length, breadth, and width. Anyone knows about the fourth dimension? Fourth dimension. Scientists are telling now fourth dimension is something called space-time. I read one article, it's called space-time, but it mixes space and time or something, it talks about space-time. But it's not perceivable to human beings. So for us, there is no value. That's why Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, in this world things are revolving on the third dimension, but on the spiritual domain, things are running on the fourth dimension. Can anyone describe what mercy looks like? Is it solid? Is it liquid? Is it gas? Mataji? No, she can't describe. Mercy cannot be described, it's something to be experienced. That is the fourth dimensional plane of Krishna conscious, spiritual plane. So much things to speak. So when mercy comes, as we were reading in the translation today, how one can become freed from this bodily concept. Because on our own as sadhakas, we all know ourselves, how much we are conditioned by these three modes of material nature. Or not? Very much conditioned. The body is the biggest obstacle in devotional practice. We want to cut down, we want to devote more time to Krishna. But the body is giving so many obstacles. So as Prabhuji very nicely says, that booster is required. What is that booster? Mercy. And Narottam Das Thakur is giving the conclusion there. If you want to find more subtle conclusions than our Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, then all our acharyas put in the Vaishnava songs. Can find them all there. And Narottam Das Thakur is very nicely saying here. Sorry, since yesterday the raining was there, heavy rain in the afternoon, and I got attacked last afternoon. Aroko bhe nitai chande koruna koribe aroko saṅsāra vāsana mora kabe tuchha habe. Bishaya chariya kabe Shuddha habe mana. Kabe ami heribo Shri Vrindavanam. আর কবে নিতাই চান করুণা করিবে সংসার বাসনা মোর কবে তুচ্ছ হবে. That kick from Nityananda Prabhu is required. Here why Narottam Das Thakur didn't say আর কবে গৌর চান করুণা করিবে? হ্যাঁ, আর কবে নিতাই চান করুণা করিবে. This song is, what is the song? গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে না? গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে, is Mahaprabhu's glorifications going on. Then why Narottam Das Thakur is bringing Nityananda in this picture? Explaining Guru Tattva and Guru Nityananda. This mercy, as we explained, this Kripa Shakti is not in Krishna's hand. It's in Guru Tattva's hand, Acharya's hand. Ar kobe nitai chan koruna hoi, saṅsār bāsanamor kobe tuccha hobe. Why that, as Srila Prabhupada gave that, told us, why that disgusting nature is not coming, that disgust with this material world is not coming. When that mercy comes, automatically that will come. Then Bishaya Chadiya Bhave Shuddha Habe Man. Then giving up sense gratification, our mind will become pure. Kabi ame heribo Sri, then one can understand what this Gaur Mandal is, what this Braja Mandal is. This Braja Mandal, this Gaur Mandal Dham, this is a consciousness. Of course, all of you know, all of you staying Dhamvasis. Dhamvas is a consciousness. It is a realm of where the mind, where the consciousness is staying. Therefore, that kick, that mercy, that booster from Guru Tattva, Acharyas is very necessary. So that is our process. The solution is like that. And by that mercy, the Srila Prabhupada said in one letter, just one aspect, perspective I'm telling. When we make eating, sleeping, mating, defending zero, then we can go back to Godhead. Means Srila Prabhupada wants us to cut down, but that booster is required. Therefore, with that, we are preparing for our next body. Here we put the saffron cloth. Those in India know, when we put saffron cloth, we are ready to burn our body in the ghat, the burning ghat. When somebody dies, you'll see they put the saffron cloth and burn them. So this is that. We're ready to create our next body, our spiritual body. We're trying to get a spiritual body. As Srila Prabhupada says, becoming spiritualized and Krishnized. Becoming Krishnized. In your dictionary you won't find that word, Krishnized. The whole body becomes Krishna conscious, and that is spiritual body. So very nice example. I'll end soon because time, they said end by 9. But the most vivid example, the most clear example is given for me, I found in Dhruva Maharaj's life. Dhruva Maharaj went to the forest. Narad Muni told him, go to the forest. How old was he then? 5 years old, no? 5 years, and he attained perfection in 6 months. So how old was he that time? 5.5 or to 6. So being a small boy, 5 years they're supposed to go to Gurukul. He left at 5 years, he didn't study anything. So after Vishnu came in front of him, appeared in front of him, in Vishnu Chakravarti's commentary is explained there, in his heart he understood, I have to say something, I have to give some glorification to Vishnu. But then he's thinking, I didn't go to school, I didn't go to Gurukul, I don't know Sanskrit, what will I speak? That time, understanding his mood, what happened? Lord Vishnu placed his conch shell on Dhruva's head. At that time, all is described, Prabhupada explained, all the Vedic knowledge became manifest in Dhruva Maharaj's heart. So at that time, Dhruva Maharaj started his stuti. Yanta pravishya vāchamimam prashuttam sanjīvata kila shakti darasvadamna anyam sahastra charana shravana togadim pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Dhruva Maharaj understood then, I was sleeping before. I was sleeping. All my senses were sleeping. Prashuptam, in deep sleep. But after that mercy potency entered into me, then what happened? Sanjivati. All my senses, my hands, my power of speech, it awakened. And then he started glorifying. Very nicely, Vishnu Chakravarti explained in his commentary there, when this Chit Shakti enters into a living entity, at that point, automatically the senses will become forced to engage in Krishna consciousness. This is the secret. When that mercy potency comes, automatically will become favorable to Krishna consciousness. Now, me also and most of the devotees, sometimes conditioned souls, we have to force ourselves to wake up in the morning, no? Have to put alarms and force ourselves like that. We have to force ourselves to chant japa, which is not bad. In the stage we have to do like that. But when mercy potency comes, automatically we'll be forced to practice. We'll be forced in that. We won't want to go to this side. Krishna will take us to this side. Understand? So there very nicely, Sridhar Swami in his commentary also, he explained about this, when Dhruva Maharaj's speech, he was very confused. How is this happening? Because 1 minute before, Dhruva Maharaj is thinking, I didn't go to school, I don't know how to speak Sanskrit. Then, in 1 minute, this thing happened. Vak samartayam tat adinatvam. 2 things happened when Dhruva Maharaj started speaking. 2 things happened. What is that? He understood, this is not my speech. This is not my speech. This is Krishna pushing me to speak like this. And tat adinatvam. Krishna's grace is controlling me here. So they are just in, I'll finish here, then open for questions. But Dhruva Maharaj in Bhagavad Gita first chapter, what is that sloka? Panchajanya Rishikeshwa, no? The start. Panchajanya Rishikeshwa. Prabhupada explains in that purport, for a pure devotee, Krishna directly controls their senses. When I first read that, I was very touched by that. For a pure devotee, Krishna directly controls their senses. Okay, many devotees are falling asleep. I'll end here. Many things to speak about. We just touched on a few topics here. This mercy, how to get mercy, is a very vast topic with many perspectives. And time is not there, so I couldn't speak more. I'll open it up for comments and corrections. Any of the seniors want to say anything? Or any questions any devotees have? I'll try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, I'm just curious to know the mercy part. So, how a jiva is getting mercy? As we heard many times, causeless mercy. So, mercy is always causeless, or some mercy is like we are doing serious sadhana and then we definitely get mercy?
Very nice question. Causeless mercy is described. If you have time after class, I'll speak in more detail to you. Otherwise, 9 o'clock, I want to follow the management's rules. Causeless mercy, in short, I'll tell. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained his commentary. Ahektu ki apritiyata, na that sloka? Start what? Sari pungsam parodar, that sloka. Ahektu ki apritiyata. Then how one gets bhakti, how one gets mercy if it's causeless? Then any guy on the road walking, he should get mercy also. Why devotee should get mercy? That is a good question. But he explained more subtly there. Causeless mercy is not direct from Krishna. We touched on that. It is by the association, it is by the favor, by the mercy of pure devotees. That's what we were discussing today. By their mercy, by their favor, by their grace, one becomes eligible to Krishna conscious, to Krishna bhakti. Second point, causeless. First canto, 5th chapter. When Narada Muni is talking about his own life in the previous millennium, how he was a small boy serving the Bhaktivedantas, you know this, no? In the Chaturmas time, he's telling many things about his previous life to Vyasadeva, his disciple. But one sloka is, I think, 1.5.24. In that sloka, one word is given, Tulya Darshana. Tulya Darshana means they are equal vision, they have equal vision. The Bhaktivedantas, the sadhus have equal vision. Then our Acharya is asking, so why he gave mercy to Narada Muni in the previous life? Narada Muni is telling, I was gentle in nature, I was this, I was that, I was controlled senses. So who has controlled senses, they'll get mercy only? What is the meaning of causeless mercy? Good point, no? That's why it's very vast, this thing. But in that commentary, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining, it is not because he was controlled in nature or gentle that he got the mercy. Because of that mercy, he became controlled in senses and become gentle. It's the opposite. Because of that mercy, he became like that. So actually, this is our process. It's something called Sauri Kripa. Sauri Kripa. Sauri, you understand? No. Sauri means a lion. Sauri Kripa means in the jungle, the king is the lion. So the lion has the choice to kill somebody, to kill the sial, what do you call? Jackal. If he wants to kill the jackal, he'll kill the jackal. If he wants to protect the jackal, make the jackal the king, he'll make the jackal the king. It's up to the lion, right? Sauri Kripa is like that. Who the pure devotee wants to give mercy to, that's up to him. It's not dependent on anything. But on our side, does that mean we should throw our japamala and say, Gurudev, please give mercy to me. I want the Sauri Kripa. Not like that. We do our duty as disciples, as sadhakas. We follow the rules the acharyas give. But if it's up to them if they want to shower mercy or not. No? We are just beggars. No? Jogata bichare kichu nahi pai, tumara karuna sar. Karuna na hoile, kandiya, pran na rakhiva. That's our duty. If they want to give mercy, let them give. What is in relation to this, or let others give chance? Okay, after. We'll speak after. There's a lot of time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Is that okay, Prabhuji? I'll just, okay.
Thank you so much for the nice class, and especially for the Bengali verses, sharing some sweet nectar. So my question is, we are seeing that a personality like Dhruva Maharaj, he attained perfection in just 6 months at a very young age. But at the same time, for instance, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, once in his lecture, he mentions that anyone who's practicing for 15 years should have tasted Prema Bhakti. And we also see practically that devotees are taking even much more, maybe even 40 years, just from lectures that I hear.
15 years, huh?
Yeah, that's at least I had one Maharaj mention like this. So my question is, and just to connect to it, we see that when we try to prematurely renounce things, we take saffron and we eventually we leave, or we basically try to take some higher principles of bhakti, practicing renunciation, and we fall down, or eventually because we prematurely
so what we should do in regards to
so how can we maybe pace ourselves, or how can we understand at what point do we
So our process, Srila Prabhupada gave very simply, is Acharya Upasanam, following the footsteps of the Acharyas. That is the safest and most secure path. Like prematurely, when devotees may decide to do things, prematurely means that is not with the sanction of the Acharyas or the Guru. That's quite clear, right? That goes without saying. If somebody does something maturely, means they're doing under proper guidance, as far as I understood. Doing immaturely means independently. Independence is not bhakti. So following the Acharyas, that is the safest path, most secure path. And by their mercy, by their guidance, things will be revealed in the heart. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so, but sometimes we do it thinking that this is mature. We take saffron, we think this is mature, or we do something, we feel, or rather our mind lies to us that it's the right time for you to do this.
I think Prabhu wants to put saffron soon. No, I'm saying that's okay. Main thing is always to take guidance, Prabhuji, from Guru, Sadhu, Sastras. There's so many wonderful devotees, like-minded devotees, senior devotees. You're living here, right? In Mayapur? You're living here, right? Yeah, so many devotees, like-minded devotees. Your spiritual master's guidance is there, Prabhupada's guidance is there. So always take guidance, Prabhuji. Always take that guidance. Okay? Don't do anything immaturely.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you have any comment, question? Let chance to Mataji first, no?
Hare Krishna, thank you for your nice class and bhajans. In the verse and purport. It mentioned about in this because of false ego, and in the stage of deep sleep, one is fearful of letting go of something, and that really struck me. Because of false ego, we're attached, to something that's it's not us, based on false ego, but we can't let it go. And often devotees find themselves in that situation because of their conditioning. They're attached, but it's not really working. And I was thinking, Prabhu's question, you can judge something by the result, but because we're attached, we get stuck and we suffer. And it gets really difficult. I just wondered if you could say something about that, and also that mention of the stage of deep sleep. There's the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep. Could you mention what they actually represent? Because I've heard like different things. Is it the modes or what?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice point. Yeah, that will go more technical and more deep now about the modes. It does represent the modes also. If you read the purports of this chapter, you'll get more clear also. But what have I understood about the false ego? Yes, the false ego is keeping us all in this material world for sure. Misidentifying with our being, the soul. Again, Mataji, because we are touching on this topic, I'll again bring it to this side. Ar kobe nitai chan koruna koribe, sangsar basanamor kobe tuchcha hobe. You understand that, Bengali? No. Sangsar, this material world, basana means desires, attachments. Vasana, more, my, kobe, that it will come, tuchcha hobe, insignificant. When Guru Acharyas Nityananda gives mercy. So what their kick, when Nityananda is kicking, who is that? Nityananda is karate kicking Shivananda that time. He's kicking him, he's showing us. This Guru Tattva means this. When Guru kicks, in the sense, figuratively means gives mercy. That time all our attachments will be destroyed. So I'll answer it in this way, in this perspective, as I understood. That's what we're doing, Acharya Upasana. By their mercy, all these things will become destroyed. I'll give one example now. Krishna reminded me. So I think all of your questions will be, with one example, will be answered. When will that mercy come, and how it will come, and how it will be digested, and all these things? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave a very nice example. Utpal Patra Shata Vyati Ved Nyaya. I saw in a few temples, they make very beautiful garlands for the deities from rose petals. So many temples, they just put one needle through the rose, no? But some temples I saw in Chopati and a few other temples, they remove each petal and then they fold, all the Matajis, they fold that petal and then put the needle through that. And then they do in different styles and they come so beautiful. You understand, Mataji? So, if we are to put needles through each rose petal, it will take a long time. If you put through a single rose, it will be easier. But here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying mercy is like what? Mercy is putting 100 rose petals together and putting one needle like that. How long does that take? Hey, half a second. Half a second it takes. You can try. But if you go individually, 1 by 2 by 3, it will take quite a long time, right? So mercy is like that, he's explaining. When mercy comes, why ego? Everything will go, Mataji. All attachments will go when mercy comes. I like that example he gave. It is hopefully your question is answered with that also. Okay, Mataji. It's okay. One more. Otherwise, I have to. Prabhuji, it's okay. Otherwise,
Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, you mentioned about mercy of Guru, and that's the way to go for in spiritual life. But there are also many verses in Srimad Bhagavatam that directly emphasize, say, taking shelter of lotus feet, one can cross over the ocean, etc. And then there is one more aspect of, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru, or, seeing Guru Tattva in Krishna. And there are some devotees wherein we see them directly achieving spiritual perfection, and Guru may be there, may not be there, but it's not emphasized. For example,
like who?
Say Mirabai
Mirabai
was directly Krishna. Say Ajamil, we don't hear of him after the Yamaduta episode. We
So
just hear that he goes to
them?
Haridwar, etc. And then say Bilwa Mangal Thakur, we say that the prostitute acted like a guru, but say traditional guru, under a gurukul or being serving under someone, that was not there. So how do we understand this, reconcile it?
Very nice. Thank you, Floji. Many devotees have this question, and all our questions Acharya has answered them already. If you read Prabhupada's purports nicely, it's very clear. I already read a few today, right? As I said, it is only by their mercy the conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness. Read Prabhupada's purports nicely, you will understand in this regards also. Krishna's Vande Krishna Jagat Guru, that is the Guru is who? Everything in this world is Krishna. You are Krishna also, part and parcel of Krishna. Everything, this is Krishna also. This is not Krishna? Krishna's energy is there, no? Everything is Krishna in this world, no? Krishna's mercy potency is given by him to the Guru Parampara. Your second question, how Mirabai attained perfection? And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained this in fourth canto also. He explained this, many examples he gave of people who apparently in this life attained perfection without a guru. Many, not only Mirabai, many people. He clearly stated, it is not possible without the mercy of a Mahat, pure devotee, either in this life or the previous life, to attain perfection. Anyone who has attained perfection in this life and it looks like they haven't come in contact with a pure devotee, in last life or previous life, they have got mercy from that pure devotee. It's a very common question, devotees ask this. Therefore, we're very fortunate we come in this parampara. Srila Prabhupada has given us this parampara to take shelter of. Does that answer your question? I'll end here, 9:3. Thank you very much. Please, any of the seniors, if any mistake, please forgive me. Jai Sri Radha Madhav Jiyo ki jai, Sri Pancha Tattva ki jai, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Vam.